So today, the day starts unexpectedly. It's my vegetation that's being managed for safety and reliability. So these trees that I let grow up, they're on the chopping block, according to the people that own the wires. For today, the gentlemen are just going to trim them back, which is what I would have done this weekend. This is the perfect time of year to be doing it. They're just starting to bud, and there's no leaves to contend with, and it's relatively dry right now. Anyway, I hope they don't end up having to wreck them completely. I like having the trees here. Good Lord. I had to get out of there. Sometimes it doesn't matter how hard you try and stay away from the system. Sometimes the system just comes looking for you. In this case, it was on a schedule of every 6 years that they come looking for my branches. So there's a bunch of little interesting things that happened in that conversation. The one that strikes me right away is that what I have traditionally been calling cottonwoods and mesquites, the gentleman with the chainsaw decided to interpret as elms and Russian olives. It's pretty likely that I'm mistaken and he's right. I had just set some food out for the early stray cat. His name is Cassidy. And they showed up, fired up that chainsaw, and the poor little kitty ran like hell. I'll see him when I get back. No doubt. But I share with Cassidy in my own stray way a certain amount of freakage at having to deal with the noise and the uncomfortable social interactions with the system. I couldn't even leave right away because they needed to get behind the gate to collect some of their victim branches. So I opened that up for them, and we left it at customer requests, minimum trimming. And apparently there's going to be some auditor who comes by, checks on their work, makes sure they did enough damage. It's way too cold this morning to be walking and rambling. It's too early in the day. But the good news is that for later, it's supposed to be well up over 60 degrees for the first time in quite a while. So I will get to open up the screen door or open up the sliding door and put the screen door in its place for a couple of hours. Okay, right there is where the bulldozed store used to live. As Andrew properly reminded me, it was neither an elm nor a mesquite nor a tire shop, but mufflers. That was the big thing that was painted on the side. And in the course of messing around with posting yesterday's video, I came across the video with the Mufflershop in it, and I will link that one in the description below, as they say. My mind's a bit muddled at the moment by all the Michigas. But I'm getting my walk in. It's happening early. And I'm going to base the rest of my day on an early walk, a shower, and then my efforts to cook for and then feed myself. Those are the big three things that should happen every day in a certain way. Beyond that, this new fan of mine also ordered some coffee. AnaPrim.com if you're looking for the very finest hand-roasted organic beans available. Big warehouse, little warehouse, none of which will ever be mine. You might remember, if you're a really deeply dedicated viewer, that at one point the site of that warehouse from over here appeared in a video. So there's a semi-legit way in to the river right here, and if you bushwhack for a third of a mile down to that line of trees there, that's the river, and that is as far up the river, sorry, down the river as I was able to get without making myself all muddy at the end of July, beginning of August. Then up there's a truck stop, and a quarter mile this side of the truck stop is where the LaRue Wash comes in from the north and flows down into the Little Colorado. All of these things will be fruitful in terms of videos to come, God willing, and the creek don't rise. Maybe you can see a little bit better now what I was saying about how convenient it would be if there was a way over the tracks and over the flood wall down to the river. But I think you need to make your choices. I need to make my choices way before then. I either have to move myself up Joy Nevin Avenue to where it becomes the US 180 fragment, clear back there at the crossing, or I have to do what I did today and get up on top of this flood wall and make that the walk instead. There's really no way of connecting the two, at least not until you get all the way down there to the LaRue Wash, which I'm not against. It's just that I think that would be at least a 5-mile walk, and I'm not quite there yet. I'm still messing around at the 2.5 level of daily walking. One more little thing on the way back as I'm staring at this blank spot next to the teepees where the Mufflershop used to be. I just want to say thanks to that patron who commented on yesterday's video and then was motivated to order coffee, which I'm about to go home and roast for him. It means a lot to me that you would take the time to go look up that Mufflershop in the archives of Google Earth, Google Maps. I don't know why that it means a lot to me, but it does. It doesn't give me hope in any significant way as I move forward, but I like it and I appreciate it, and thanks for being engaged. It just kind of warms me deep inside, that level of engagement. So yeah, good on you. You did a good thing by me.